So welcome. We are very fortunate today to have Dave Kunsek of Butts in Your Seat. Butts in Your Seat was founded on January 1st, 2018, and specializes in building marketing programs, websites, and other digital marketing assets for restaurants. So, welcome, David. The floor is yours.
Thank you. All right, so, as I go through here, I'm going to just go through a couple slides. Now, you guys see me looking here a lot. This is usually a presentation that I would give to a restaurant owner, which I modified for a crowd like this. So, here we go. Now, you might have seen this. This is Lehigh Valley Eats. This is a Facebook page. You know, if you go to restaurants in the area, you may have seen this. This is mine. It's actually me. Now, the reason why I have Lehigh Valley Eats is I'm able to provide value to restaurant owners right up front. There's about 10,500 likes or so on this page. Every time I post about a restaurant, the engagement is absolutely incredible, and the restaurants really get a really nice hit right out of the gate. You know, when I post pretty much anything, I'll go into videos with them and so on. So, who am I? So, my name is David Kunsek, husband, entrepreneur, father of 5. You see, I actually had this picture here last night because the newest one is only 12 weeks old, so I don't have a family picture yet. And yes, I actually named him Carson as well. So, I've actually been in digital marketing since 2005, so I've been doing this for 15 years. Just the last 2 years, I've been specializing in restaurants. Now, the reason why I started specializing in restaurants is because I have a staff in my office, and every time we get somebody new in, we have to figure out how to do work for them. I mean, if we're doing marketing for a contractor or a plumber or a car wash, you know, we have to rethink the strategy. And I was just at a point where we weren't able to scale, and this is what it was. I had to niche into restaurants, so that's what we did. So the program, you know, what is it? It's a program that solves the biggest customer issue in restaurant space today, is that they don't have an audience to talk to. You know, you see a lot of times that they're going to advertise on radio, on TV, they'll do flyers, they'll do billboards, but those are what I call, you know, pay to play and renting lists. Whereas the concept of what I do for them is I help them build their own marketing list. So I get them through Facebook Messenger, so you can send out mass Facebook messages. I collect their cell phones, so you can send text messages and emails through every way imaginable. So if they're doing online ordering, I help automate that sort of stuff, run ads, you name it. We can collect information from their customers. So the goals, number 1, is to gain the data of their customers, to drive sales to those customers with creative offers and delivery, and then obviously show a return on their investment, which is the most important thing. So there's only 3 ways you can increase the sales of a restaurant. 1, obviously new customers. You see below here I put current customers, because most restaurants, if you're not a franchise without a plan, they're not collecting their current customers' information. The second way is repeat customers. So you're getting people from that first group, they come back. The third way is, once you have repeat customers, is increasing that average check. How do you get them to spend more once they're in your system and you have them coming back? With our strategy here, instead of doing the pay-to-play, placing billboards, and so on, you know, the types of traditional media, what we do is we spend to build. So again, when we spend money in advertising, the first goal is to capture that person's information. So we can reach back out to them again. We know what people come in and redeem certain offers, so it's really easy to get them to come back in. So again, as you can see here, just an example of how things work. You know, obviously through Facebook or some kind of mobile app, we collect information. We get more and more, and these are kind of graphs that we show to restaurant owners so they're able to see the actual result, and we engage with the people that we collect. Now, I'm not going to go through these. This is, again, a presentation for restaurant owners. These are our packages, but there's the 2 things I want to show here is 1, we have a couple different programs. We have 2 programs that build a database, and then after we can do that simultaneously, and then we have 4 programs to help build and gain, you know, repeat customers. And there's total methods that I can customize this pretty much for any type of a restaurant. Most important part is we have a dashboard, so I can actually show them, you know, how many times their ads were seen, how many times people saw the adverts, how many people opted into the program. I can show them how many sales actually were tracked through these promotions. So at the end of the month, we're not looking at each other saying, hey, you think it's working? It's going to be, well, your average check was $30.20, and your ROI ratio is 3.88 to 1. So what that means is, if I tell them it's 3.88, that means for every dollar they invested in advertising, they got 388 back. So it's not really ever a question. Everything's trackable. No long-term commitments, proven trackable program, and I've only seen one other restaurant in the Lehigh Valley doing what I'm doing, and it's not by me, it's by someone far, far away because I spoke to them, but there's not much competition for what I do here in this area. Other specific programs for restaurants, now I can adapt what I do for any one of them. So if a restaurant wanted to build up their in-house catering, their delivery, online ordering marketing, they have a menu, they want more weddings, they want office lunch deliveries built up, they want a birthday program, which again, what we would do is target people that have upcoming birthdays in the next 30 days and have a specific offer, so they come into the restaurant. Same thing, anniversary, Facebook knows everything about this because you just put everything on Facebook, so we can use that stuff to target the right people that the restaurant's looking for. Building their lunch crowd, they want more happy hours, events, and so on. So these are what I call Dave's 7 rules of restaurant marketing. Number 1, always ask all your advertisers to prove the ROI. So again, if you talk to a radio guy and they can't say your ROI is going to be this, we're going to show it to you. I'm not saying don't do it, you need a mix, but you need to show an ROI. You must gather your customers' data. You have to find a way, you have them in front of you, you're engaging with them, you have to find a way to get it. You must use your customers' data. So if you ever sign up for a list, or sign up for a special and then you get it, and then you don't hear again from whatever it was, it could be a restaurant, could be something you bought for Christmas, you don't hear from them for 2 months and you're like, who is this? You have to keep in front of them on a consistent basis. You have to create a one-on-one connection with the customer. So with a lot of methods that we use to communicate, meaning text, messenger, and email, mostly text and messenger mixed in with some video, we're able to get the owner to have a one-on-one relationship with their customers. To the point where when they come in, they feel like they know the owners, they feel like they know the staff. You need to have a way to invite them back. Just like when you have people over at your house, they might never come back if you don't invite them back somehow. And you must remind them they're invited. How many times do you get something in the mail, you thought, oh, this is good, I'll use this, and you put it in a drawer and it disappears forever, and you find it when it's expired for a year, down the road. So number 7, you have to make sure your customers want to come back when they're there, and that's the part that the restaurant owners have to do, which again, they have to provide the awesome experience. So, here, the main goal of our program, again, is to fill the seats in restaurants with butts. And again, I had a lot of kickback from my friends and family about that just because of the name. But when you go to the restaurant marketing shows, that's all they talk about is putting butts in seats, and so that's what we went with. Now, what is it? I guess I'm going to go into the specifics of the program here. We use Facebook ads, organic Facebook post, text messages, Facebook Messenger, and email. So, you might have had this experience where you interacted with a Facebook page, and then the business was able to message you at that point. That's exactly what this is. So when we get people to interact with our clients, they're then able to send mass Facebook messages, but then we also collect all this other information, so we have other avenues. It adds predictability to the restaurant. Why? Because now they're not dependent on other types of advertising. They have the direct one-on-one information to invite their customers back. It gives them an ability to start to predict their revenue over the next couple months, depending on the size of the list. The bigger the list gets, they can start to notice a certain response comes back. It could be 4%, 5% respond to every offer, but then they just know when they send out this list, that's what's going to come back. Everything's trackable. Like I said, that's the biggest thing for me. You can see how much you spent on advertising, how many people came in, how much they spent, and how much the restaurant generated overall with each offer. So you can kind of see which ones work. Like you might, I'm not a big McDonald's eater, but I'm sure you see with commercials, certain times a year, twice a year, the big rib comes back. Other times a year, you have, they're doing these, the Big Mac deals, but they go through seasons because McDonald's learned what works when. And when we run programs with offers like this, the restaurants, even the smaller restaurants, can figure out what works at what time of the year and what people respond to. So, real quick here, I'm going to go through the core program in action. Now, for example, this is an ad that we placed for one of our clients. We post it on Facebook and we put ads behind it to put it in front of a target audience. Step 2, potential customer interacts with the ad. Now, what the ad said, hey, you want a buy one get a free pizza, just tell us what your favorite topping is. You can see people here are doing it. saying mushrooms, pepperoni. You know, they're coming in and they're actually telling us on the Facebook post or the ad what that is. Now, what happens when they do that? They engage with the page, but what that does is engage with what's called a comment growth tool. So as soon as they engage with the restaurant, the offer comes in your Facebook Messenger. So you can say, here, hope you're hungry, here's your buy one get free, just type VO. And no matter what they type, it would do this. So here we are, we ask for their email address. So now they receive this message on Facebook, you know, it's a picture, and they can actually redeem it right through Messenger. This is how we know if people are using it. So when you're in a restaurant, they would place the order, and when it's time to redeem, they click the redeem button and put in what they actually paid right in Messenger. I'm skipping through here, trying to get through a little faster, but step 5, when they get an email. Step 6, that information gets recorded, and it's a sheet. They have access to it. And I said offer redemption, so they click the redeem button, which again is right in Messenger. How much is your check? $35. Thank you for your business. And again, that's how it records what's redeeming. The part that people and restaurants love the best as well. Some people are not prone to downloading a new app, whereas most people, we only advertise this stuff on Facebook and Instagram, already have Messenger, so they have nothing new to download. So it just removes that barrier of getting someone to download an app. Step 8, it was redeemed. So now those sales go into the sheet for tracking. You know, we keep a tally of it. Again, there's a nicer dashboard. This is what the dashboard looks like. You know, I showed you a little earlier. The thing is, everything is apparent, and it's, you know, there's no question of what's working and what's not. So again, that sounds great. What about return on investment? What can a restaurant expect? What we do is we increase their list from around 400 to 700 subscribers per month. So the first month or two, you're going to get a lot of your regulars coming in and taking advantage of the specials. After that, everything we bring in is going to be basically new customers. Now, because when we capture someone's email address on Facebook, what we can do is we can use that to create a negative audience. So what happens is every time someone comes in, that gets added to the negative audience. So now that person doesn't see the ad anymore. So now they're only spending money to get in front of new people. It makes a humongous difference. But our goal is to get them 500 people to talk to every month. Good rule of thumb is of those people, again, if your offer is good, like a BOGO, or, you know, I have some pizzeries that say, hey, come in for 1 free pizza, that's it. There's no offers, there's no restrictions, no nothing. But generally, we'll get 15% to come in and redeem those kind of offers. Case study again, just get through this really quick. I have 2 months of data here. Now, this is for Vito, which I've been showing here. As you can see here, in these 2 months, you know, we've got in front of 27,205 actual people, 8,777 engagements, which is huge, 736 likes, 2,700 comments, 175 shares. And this is the kind of exposure, like if you look at people's Facebook, especially under restaurants, they don't ever get this kind of stuff again because they don't know how to create the type of engagement, which really is why what I do exists. The main offer was a BOGO pizza, no BOGO being buy one, get one. The ads have been run to 8 different sex age demographics in 6 miles. Now what that means is we don't just run it broad. So I'll take an ad and we'll separate who we send it to, men and women, we separate them. Then I separate it 21 to 30, 21 to 34, 35, 44, 45, 54, but as we go through that, we have 10 demographics. So we run it for 3 days, and after 3 days, I eliminate half of them because some of them aren't going to perform. And I mean, I'll be upfront, it's generally I eliminate most of the men. The women just respond better to the ads. I just find restaurants, especially around here, like for people I've been running for here in the Lehigh Valley, I'm finding women 35 to 64 respond best to marketing advertising for restaurants. They just do. So once they're activated, they enter the email address, it's stored in a spreadsheet, so our customers have access to all that data. This is the biggest part. The 7, 12, and 20-day reminder, we get them through email. We actually have text as part of this now, but you get actual reminders on Facebook, hey, you did not come in and redeem your offer. But these reminder sequences are what makes this work, because people forget. And what happens is when they get a reminder and says, hey, you get a text, hey, 3 days left to use your offer, you know, there's usually a rush. We see most of the redemptions happen during this reminder period. And then every 30 days, after the first 6 weeks, we start to introduce new monthly offers. And again, now the monthly offers are different than the opt-in offers because they're more ROI focused, whereas the initial offer to get people's information into the system is, there's some profit to it, but the idea is more to make it break even and build a list for the restaurant clients. So in this case, the total reach that's seen in the ads, there was just about 48,000, 1,800 people opted in, and 285 people came into the restaurant and actually redeemed the offer. So it was almost 16%, average ticket was 32 bucks. The total at that point that they had spent to do that was just a little under 2,300 bucks there. And so what they actually cost them, it cost them $1.26 each to get the email, messenger, and cell phone number of all these people. So now they can reach back out to these people forever. And they're people who who come in who know know the restaurant. Generated a little over 9,000. So the ROI on this program at this point was 4.01 to 1, which means for every dollar they invested into ads and the program, they got $4 back, which restaurant owners, they want anywhere between 3 and 5. So this was, again, for just being around for 2 months, was very successful. Now, this is Lehigh Valley Eats. This is a Facebook page that I run. If you wanted to get in and see what I do, usually what I would do is give someone a scan code, but in this case, I set this up for here. You have this number here, you just text the word "copy" to it, and you'll get a text back, and what it'll do is it'll engage the messenger and actually show you what I do. I have a sheet here, so I'm going to move on to another one that you can get this off of. Now this one is actually Hanover Roadhouse. If you're familiar with this place, it's in Bethlehem. It's on Hanover Road. I'm doing this for them right now. It's one of the newest ones I launched. Buy one, get a free burger, panini, or sandwich. So if you text the keyword "coffee" to this number, you can get that offer on Messenger, and you can actually go there and redeem it anytime in the next 30 days. That's all I got.
Thank you.